Hello, I'm Charlotte Bennett. I'm the Joint Artistic Director at Paines Plough. I first joined Paines Plough in 2019 with Katie Posner. We became the Joint Artistic Directors in the August of that year. So 6 months into that, COVID hit us as an industry and as a world, which has kind of made the start to our journey a bit of a roller coaster. I am a director and a producer. Before Paines Plough, I used to work at Soho Theatre as their associate director, and before that I was also a freelance director and also a producer for the feminist theatre company Rashdash. What makes Paines Plough special is that since 1974 it has toured new writing right across the country, and its sole focus is new plays. So what we exist to do is to find, develop and nurture and support writers to tell their stories and to share them. I'm not from London and grew up in a small village in Yorkshire, and I think having access to new stories and new plays was something that definitely kind of wasn't part of my upbringing, and so it feels more important than ever that as a company we managed to take the work to audiences who had not had that on their doorstep historically. All our work is based around developing writers and producing and touring new plays. And through both those pillars of work that we do, we actively look at who are those voices that are being supported to develop and being supported to be produced. And sometimes those things go together and sometimes they're done separately. I would like to see Paines Plough in the next few years to have really influenced the canon of playwrights that are being produced nationally. I feel like we're taking big strides towards doing that as an organisation with initiatives like the Women's Prize and the touring work that we do. But I feel like what would be amazing is to really look at who are the nationally celebrated writers that kind of tour easily on our new writing networks, and thinking about the diversity and the representation of those writers that are part of that portfolio, which as it stands is not representative of the UK, and that's where we're really actively trying to change the canon of playwrights that are celebrated and upheld nationally. What I look for in a new play is stories. Often, like personally, I'm really attracted to stories that often have a sense of social justice at their heart. I seem to always love stories that are about underdogs. I don't know why, but I feel like kind of stories that follow a character that has expectations on themselves that they then surpass or challenge, and that can kind of how that plays with an audience. I think stories that are socially relevant, that are about today, but also kind of have a commitment to knowing what they want to say about the world, and that go out there and say it in as bold a way as possible. I love stories that are unique, that are uniquely told, that are kind of looking at how the theatricality of that story really speaks to an audience, and why this piece of script deserves a stage and not a film or a radio kind of platform. And I think that kind of inherent sense of theatricality is something that I always really look for in a new play, to make sure that it absolutely exists in this genre.